keeping nations in slavery, not only on the earth, but also on other planets. That's the glory of the kingdom. We're going to have servants on other planets. We're going to colonize other planets. All right? We're going to expand. You think about this truth, you think about the gospel, you think about the plan of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawash. You got that one song by Drake, God's plan. You think about God's plan, it's going to take place on the earth. There's really a blueprint for what's going to happen all throughout the entire universe. For all throughout the entire universe. What we're doing is a part of a blueprint. You know, like this truth is a franchise, and it's going to branch out. It's going to expand all throughout the universe, man. To distant galaxies, you know. So don't be surprised, you know, you brother, the hopeful elect, the Lord give you your own galaxy or your own planet, own planets, and you colonize them, and you implement the laws, statutes, commandments on them, and you're going to have servants on these planets. All right?
John chapter 14. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
Alright, Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that elect the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawash. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawash. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawash, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, led me to this truth, and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness, and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing to be part of that number. Lord willing to be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. The water for anybody coming in on the comment board. Here and on after, Yahawash, Rawchaa, Atham. And we're going to get into a lesson today dealing with America, Babylon the Great. And the title is, you know, America, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the new Colossus, a.k.a. the mother of exiles. And this place isn't new. So, you know, us, you know, the hopeful elect, you know, we have came to realize that this place that we're in, this captivity that we're in, is not somewhere new to us, you know. And I wanted to bring across a couple points because I was watching this movie. You know, it was like a little show, but we didn't really watch all of it, but I got something out of it, some information that I didn't know that kind of ties in America, Babylon the Great, as, you know, to show this place is tied back into ancient Rome. Okay, so we're going to get into it, and also it's tied into Greece, into like, you know, the Greek, you know, and you know, that's dealing with the Edomites. So Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. We'll go ahead and deal with it. Now, it's this show that was made in 2016. It's called the OA. And basically, OA means original angel. So, you know, this shows that, you know, these elites, they know that, you know, we are those original angels. You know, angel basically means messenger in Hebrew, or how you say it in Hebrew is malak. You know, it's king or messenger. And that's how you say angels. So when it says original angels, like when you watch this show, this lady, she sits down with some other people in this room and she talks about, you know, her original self, who she was before she was in this body, you know, basically. But that's not really the point that I want to get to. I learned some information that was pretty edifying. And first we're going to start with this before I get into it. This precept. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. This should be a pretty short video. I didn't want to make it too long. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9, and it reads, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." See, so we seeing the same things that have been told in prophecy to pass. You know, nothing that we see here is new. Right? Verse 10, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us." And this is the point I want to make. So when you get into, some of these things, when you go look into Revelations, it talks about the cup, right, full of abominations. We'll pull that up real quick before I pull up in this this first thing. So to make my point. So this is Revelation chapter 17, verse 4, and it says, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color," right? This wicked whore that is spoken of in the scriptures in Revelation chapter 17 that John the Revelator was being shown, was talking about America, Babylon the Great. So it says, "And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls." How? Through slavery, what they did to the Israelites and also to the other nations. All the money that they raped, pillaged, and plundered, throughout history, to become this ruler, at this time. So having a golden cup and a handful of abominations and filthiness of a fornication, that golden cup is talking about the Statue of Liberty. Okay, and we know what the Statue of Liberty looks like, right? We can just go ahead and put it in there. Now in this movie, this lady's she's looking for her father or something, and it leads her to the Statue of Liberty, right? So we're gonna just show you this is the cup of abominations, for those who are new to the truth and whatnot. This is that statue. So hold on, let me get over there. That's the cup full of abominations. That right there. You see that golden cup in her hand. See, it's even gold. You see, that's that golden cup. Okay. Now this symbol, what we see right here, is not new. This is an old symbol, and it goes back to the Roman Empire, and it also goes back to the Greek Empire, and we're going to show that because on the outside of it, the lady, she's blind in the movie, and she's trying to look for somebody. She's like, "I'm waiting on somebody," and the guy says, "Look, it's time to go. You got to get on the ferry. It's time to go." And she was in front of this statue. Okay, and she said, "Please read it to me." Okay, so he starts reading it to her. And this is what it says. It says, "Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs, astride from land to land, here at our sea-washed sunset, here at our sea-washed sunset gate shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning." And it says, "In her name, Mother of Exiles." You see, and we see that over here. This is where the majority of Israel is, that was exiled out of our land. And also, this is Esau, Edom's land. When he was rejected from the Holy Father, you know. So he's an exile. So this is where the majority of the exiles are at, okay, on both sides. You see? And this all, you know, is going back to show you that, you know, this place is not new. But we're going to make some points. You know, from her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome, right? Because it said all those who seen the beast wondered after the beast. And her mild eyes command the air bridge harbor that twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands, our storied pomp, something like that. But we got to the point already. When we go look over here, it says Lazarus' famous sonnet depicts the statue as the mother of exiles, and that's the kind of place that we in. We're in a place of exile over here. We've been exiled from the Heavenly Father, you know, being cast out of the land of Israel, but we have been brought back through the Spirit, because he said that in the book of John, he said that he will come and visit us with the Comforter, you know. So even though we're in this land of exile, you know, we're comforted that we know that we're going to go home, you know, after, you know, the trotting of the Gentiles is fulfilled. Okay? So this is a symbol of immigration and opportunity, right? But, you know, we didn't get no opportunity. We was taken over here in slavery, and when they got here, the northern tribe, the Native Americans, they were slaughtered. Okay? So it was no land of opportunity for us. Symbols associated with the Statue of Liberty today. After its initial popularity, the sonnet slowly faded from public memory, right? So we're going to look up this woman right here, this Lazarus, Emma Lazarus, right? So she was in basically 1849. She wrote this poem called The New Colossus, which is basically what? The new revived Roman Empire. That's basically what they was talking about. You know, that's basically what she's saying. Aside from writing, Lazarus was also involved in charitable work for refugees. At Ward's Island, she worked aside for Jewish, because ain't no really such thing as Jewish. Those people over there who say they're of Israel, they're not. So immigrants who had been detained by Castle Garden immigration officials, she was deeply moved by the plight of the Russian, you know, Amalek, the first ascendants. That's basically who they are, the small hats. She met there, and these experiences influenced her writing. Okay, so it was a place for them, you know, to come and basically worship whatever God they wanted. Okay, and this is a place of exile to the Most High. This is where the Lord put the majority, you know, of all exiles through all nations. Okay, particularly talking about Israel. Okay. So then we're going to get over here after we learn that, you know, whatever. We're going to get over here, you know. It's that poem that she wrote, right? But when you go over here, when you look back in history, okay, this is called the Colossus of Rhodes, okay? This is where they're getting their statue from. Because see, there it is right there. Okay, there's one of them. He's not really holding no golden torch, but this one he is. See? That's where they're getting that stuff from. This all goes back to ancient Greece. Okay? See, he's even got the spikes on his head, just like America Babylon the Great. They just revised it a little bit. You see what I'm saying? This all goes back, you know, to ancient Greece and Rome. But we're going to prove that in a second. So it says Colossus of Rhodes was one of the most significant construction projects of ancient Greece, ensuring it a place among the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was completed around 280 BCE in celebration of the defeat of Antiochus, Monophilomolus. It's lucky if I said his name wrong, who had led a siege of the island, right? So we know that this is where they getting this stuff from, man. This is the same philosophies, the same kind of structure. Okay, and then you got right here, they talked about the 7 wonders, right? So these were the 7 wonders. The Colossus of Rhodes, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and we were the ones who were to build the pyramids during that time. When we was in Egypt and we were in slavery, we built those pyramids, okay? And the so-called Africans at that time were considered Egyptians, okay? They were the ones who were over us at that time. But now today, the new Egyptians is basically the so-called white man. So hanging gardens of Babylon, right? And we know Babylon the Great is where we at today, America. Statue of Zeus at Olympia, temple of Artemis in Ephesus. And we read about, in the scriptures it talks about, Ephesus, that land. Mausoleum at Halal, and the lighthouse of Alexandria. And it says of these wonders, 4 were destroyed by earthquake, 2 were destroyed by fire, and 1 is still standing. The one that's standing is the pyramids, as we all know. So what I want to get into, like I said, yeah, it's been standing for nearly 4,000 years, right? But I want to get into, it talked about that Colossus, right? That statue, because there was one in Rome too, okay, and it was basically a statue of Nero. See, Colossus of Nero. So this custom has been taken. See, there's the Colosseums, all that, and that was the custom of these Roman, Edomites, man. And you see, you even got pictures of America, Babylon the Great. See, Colossus of Nero. They had all this stuff already of old time, And it said what happened to it, right? It said possibly it was destroyed during the sack of Rome in 410, or collapsed in the 5th century of the earthquake. And then there was another thing that I wanted to pull up. And I'm going to put in some precepts. And it says, the new Colossus compares the Statue of Liberty to an ancient Greek statue, the Colossus of Rhodes. While the ancient statue served as a warning to potential enemies, the new statue's name, torch, and position on the eastern shore of the United States all signal her status as the protector of exiles. See? It's the same place, man. We in the revived Roman Empire. We're here again. You see? And all these things that we see around us prove it, So, I'm just going to put in some precepts. I don't want to make it too long, and I'm going to get out of here. So we're going to read a little bit of Revelation 17, as we was reading earlier. Right? And it says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials. Those vials is basically judgment. And talk with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And basically, like it said, this is the place where it's the protector of the exiles, the people who wanted to worship whatever they wanted to do whatever they wanted, starting with Esau, even the so-called white man, because these are his laws. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. See, that's why they all want to do their own thing now. And they do it by violence, just like Esau, even the so-called white man. And the inhabitants of the earth have been drunk with the wine of her fornication, talking about them philosophies, that draconian measures, and harsh laws. So he carried me away into the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman, right, like how we said, sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and that's that beast system. You got United Nations, NATO, and the EU, basically. Okay? And we can get more into it, but I didn't want to make it that long. Maybe Spirit, Lord put the Spirit on me, I'll go put it in the comment board or something later. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold, precious stones, and pearls, like we were saying earlier, because they're all the things that they did, the raping, robbing, and pillaging, and then having that golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And who else also did that? The Romans and the Greeks. That's how we know these are the same people that's back, man. And upon her forehead a name was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And what do they say? Mother of exiles. And basically, when you look it up, the Lord don't deal with harlots. He don't deal with with witches. So these are all exiles. This is the land of exiles, and that's why they have that sign out there in front of the Statue of Liberty, man. This is the place. This is a place of exile, man. This isn't our home. That's why I said in Micah 2:10, this is not our rest. It will destroy you, right? Verse 6, and I saw a woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahawash. And when I saw her, I wondered in great admiration, right? So, this is just to show you that it's talking about America, Babylon the Great. So we're going to get over here. We're going to go into Isaiah. We're going to look up a little bit things in Isaiah, and then we're going to get out of here. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. And it reads, the Spirit of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawash is upon me, right? Because the Lord have appointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek, right? The ones that are lowly here in this exile. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and to proclaim liberty to the captives, right? We're captive in this land of exile. We've been exiled from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawash and put here. The majority of the exiles. You got those scattered across the four corners of the earth, of course. But the majority are here in the land of exiles. This all goes back to the scriptures. And the opening of the prison to them that are bound. See, this is a prison. That's why they call this place in Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Verse 2, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, right? That harvest, that salvation. And the day of vengeance to our power to comfort all that mourn. So, that's what we're going into right now. And I want to jump back a little bit to Isaiah chapter 40. I just want to tie in a couple more things to show that this is Babylon. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 3. It says, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our power. And that's what the elders and apostles are doing right now. They're making this highway that the Lord has commanded them to prepare. Okay, this truth. So we can know how to maneuver ourselves in this land of exile and to come back into the graces of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawash. Verse 4, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. See, so that's what's coming. There's going to be this great insurrection of the wicked to be destroyed, and then there's going to be a great salvation of the righteous. You see, because it's crooked to the Lord right now that we're being in this place of exile. He's not happy with it. Even in the time that Esdras was in the Persian captivity, 1,000 years after we were, roughly 1,000 years after we already left the land of Egypt, he was telling him that he didn't want us to dwell in the land of Egypt anymore. He was telling them that then, and I actually pulled that up. Go ahead and pull that up. So right now he's in the Persian captivity. This is 1,000 years after we was in Egypt. Okay, after he had came back into the earth. Okay, so this is how we know he's talking about this place. He's talking about America, Babylon the Great. But he didn't understand why, because he wasn't over here yet. But when you look later on in the second Esdras, it talks about Ezra says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because he knew he was going to be here, because the angel told him he going to have to come back. Once you keep reading and and get learned up. So second Esdras chapter 15 verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But if he couldn't be talking about the old Egypt, because that was 1,000 years ago. He had to be talking about this place. Just like it said in Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, like I was saying earlier, he said this place was spiritually Sodom and Egypt. The same place where our Lord was crucified. They don't worship Yahawah Bahasham Yahawash here. You can't go to church and talk about the Lord. Verse 5, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord have spoken it. So ain't nobody, that's how we know that, right now the word of the Lord is only coming through the prophets. And we know that, the glory of the Lord is going to be revealed to everyone, It's going to be revealed to everyone, and it's going to be a mass humbling in the earth. You know, starting with this land of exile. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1. We're going to jump up a couple chapters. And it reads, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles." That's what we're doing right now. We're bringing judgment to the heathens. You know, we're exalting the name of Yahawash and telling them that this is it. You know, this is y'all last time ruling. And this is our last time in captivity. Going to jump up a little bit. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1. It reads, "Who have believed our report? And whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?" Right? Who did he say he was going to do it for? The elect. And we pray to be a part of that number who endures to the end and stays in that stead. Ephesians, only got a couple more precepts. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 8. And it reads, "Wherefore it saith, when he ascendeth up on high, he led captivity captive," talking about Yahawash, "and gave gifts unto men." See, he gave gifts to men. Okay? And men have different diversities of gifts. Some men can, you know, some brothers can, you know, are better at other things than other brothers. That's what makes a body. So 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 26, and I kind of want to go in this because Elder Apostle Gabar was going into this, you know, a couple days ago. So it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 26, "And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it." So it's a group effort that we're doing this. You know, we think about the brother next to us more than ourselves, you know, and it keeps everything intact in the body, you know. And of course, you know, the body of GMS is different than, you know, the body of the followers like us, you know, but, you know, we're still clinging to that body. So we're still part of the body of Yahawash, just not on a higher ranking. That doesn't mean that we don't have responsibility and we don't have a purpose. Like we have, you know, we have responsibility in order to, you know, show other believers, you know, that are newer than us, to show like this is the way you want to be, you know. So 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27, "Now if ye are the body of Hamashiach and members in particular," right? "And the Most High set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps." See, there's helps. See, they're part of the body too, helping out the prophets. There's helps. They're part of the body too. Governments, diversities of tongues. See, so we have an important role too, or the Lord wouldn't have mentioned this. Verse 29, "Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles?" Right? "Have all gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret?" Verse 31, "But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet I show unto you a more excellent way." See? And what's that excellent way? What's that most excellent way? Charity. And we're going to prove that in just a second. Okay? Because when you look this part up in the NLT, basically he's basically saying, are all of these the same? No, they're not. That's what makes the body. They're brothers that do different things. You know? But we're going to show that charity is the most important above all of those. You know? And it's something that we all must do. No matter what position you are in the body, we all have to have charity in this thing. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is, you know, doing this work earnestly, you know, looking out for brothers, you know, being sincere, you know, or, you know, we got to be circumspect. But I've listened to another brother and he was saying, you know, he talked about how he's had brothers do him wrong in the past, but he said, don't let that harden your heart. Don't make that to where you're bitter. You know, keep being a loving Israelite to other Israelites, you know, who are sincere, you know. Don't let it make you to where you just untrustworthy to anybody. You know, you want to be a little bit, you know, you want to have mercy on people. Give people a chance to prove themselves. You know, it says prove a friend. Give them a shot. You know, if they already showing that they're sincere and they're trying to get themselves together, is what I mean. Don't just let everybody. But you know what I mean. So it says, though I speak with tongues, though I speak with the tongues of men and angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. So he said, even if I did all these things and I had all the, and I speak with tongues, like one of the brothers had, this said brothers had gift of tongues. He said, even if he got that, it don't matter if he ain't got no charity. Like if he really isn't doing it through with his heart, if he ain't really doing it, which is his mind, because it says the heart is deceitful above all things. So, we pray for the Lord to guide our minds to do the right things. We solely rely on Yahawash. Don't mean we don't take ourselves accountable for what we do, but we know that, it's Yahawash that leads men. It said in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 1, the tongue, the answer from the tongue of man comes from the Lord. And then Proverbs chapter 21, verse 24, or 20 verse 24, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? So that's why we're glad that the Lord's already ordained us to come into this truth, from the dawn of time, and to have the right spirit about this thing, So verse 2, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, it said even faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. See? So charity is very important in this thing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and not have charity, it profit me nothing. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up. That's what that brother was talking about. He still, try to look out for those brothers, some of those brothers that were brothers, but not anymore, that did him wrong. But he still did that stuff, Just like Yahawash, he still washed Judas Iscariot's feet, and he knew that Judas was going to betray him. You see, and that's probably the best example of all. That's what Yahawash did. We supposed to be following in his ways. You see, but that don't mean that we just trust everybody. But just understand that mercy rejoiceth over judgment. So don't just be quick to just be like, oh, you doomed. Try to correct somebody and give them a shot. But it said after the second admonition, you try to tell them something twice, they don't want to do it. All right, then leave them alone. Right? So charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. Right? We don't have pride. Doeth not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, which is sin upon sin, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. And that's even when the times where we're not as strong as we want to be. Sometimes we ain't doing it in our mind like, man, I could be doing better. But keep that forbearance, bear that, and get better. Don't quit. And I want to just jump down to verse 13 and then we done. It says now, and he said, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. So you don't want to forget your charity, man. You don't want to forget the love that we're supposed to be given to, brothers around us who are sincere, and also, the Aquath around as well. We know that it's mainly about the brothers, but there's still women and children that are going to be part of the elect, and those are still the Lord's little ones. So you don't want to just disregard people. It's basically what I'm saying. You want to, if they seem sincere, then, it says be willing to communicate. If somebody's like really trying to learn, be willing to communicate with them. And, some brothers is different. Some brothers don't deal with that. Some brothers do. It says respect the froward and the gentle. We'll pull that up and then we'll close out. You ain't going to meet every brother that's just super, willing to communicate with everybody. That don't mean that the Lord ain't dealing with them. It just means that's a different type of brother. And it all just depends upon how you approach as well. And it reads 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18, servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. See? So, us as followers in this thing, we just want to make sure we be subject to them And, you know, our leaders, you know, who've ever bring you into this truth and the people over them, you know, and, you know, if they go off, that's, you know, something that, you know, that their superior is going to get on to them about. But from what I've seen, Great Millstone's not going to go off like that. Like, they're not going to just lead you astray like that. Like, they've been skilled in serving Yahawash for a long time. So you can trust, you know, you can trust your superiors, you know, because if the other, when it comes to superiors, when you got another brother, if they going off, they'll get on to them. You know, they have strict talks with their own people, man. They check themselves, you know. So that's all I had today. You know, Lord willing, those edifying to the flock, and you know, didn't try to make it too long. So Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawash. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawash. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawash, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, us be edifying of those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. Why above the water for tuning in. Whoever came across the convoy, Yahawash, Barak, Atham. Lord willing, we'll be able to exalt the name of Yahawash yet another day. Kwam Yasharallah. Peace and blessings to the elect and upon your households. Stay prayed up. Shalom.